players in this draft. He's only 18, turns 19 on July 14th. Again, when you look at the numbers, Stephen A, 25 minutes per game, less than 10 points, but it's really the length and the ability to block shots.
It's the ability to block shots. Obviously, Brooklyn knows something about that with Claxton that they've had doing that for them. I just can't get over the fact that, I'm still one of those guys that sit up there shocked when I see basketball and Alabama in the same sentence. And I'm like, wait a minute. At one point in time, their season was looking more successful than the football team. They had a couple of losses, albeit last-second losses. It's the last play of the game kind of losses. But I'm just saying, Alabama, there's no question that Oates has done a great job there thus far, no doubt about that. And you look at Clowney and you look at Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. The great Tom Izzo of Michigan State was talking to me months ago and called Brandon Miller the best player in the nation. That's what he said about Brandon Miller. So you see Brandon Miller at Alabama. See Clowney at Alabama. He said, what the hell's going on at Alabama? You're not used to hearing stuff like that about Alabama's basketball program. But now they've got two dudes that have been picked in the first round. One was a lottery pick. It's impressive.
Congrats to them, by the way. And when you talk about two picks, well, the Nets, they've got back-to-back picks, and they decided to go with another wingman, and that is Derek Whitehead. To him, the women his life mean the world to him. Out of Duke, of course, his mom, but the influence of two of his aunts pushed his game to the next level.
My aunt who passed away when I was younger. Her name is Tracy Miller, and she's my dad's sister. And when I was a young kid, that's the one who pretty much looked after me. I just asked her what was her favorite number, and she said it was 0. I never knew the reason behind it, knew why, but I just knew that was always the number I was going to continue to wear throughout my career. My Aunt Mercedes, on my mom's side, she's just a hard-nosed aunt who just wants to see me succeed and wants the best for me, and that's since I first started playing sports. Her famous speech is, you settling for this, you settling for that, you know you're capable of so much more, and just to get me to this point where I am today, no words can describe how grateful I am for you. I appreciate you and love you more than anything.
6'7" from Duke. Meanwhile, his brother, boy, he could ball in the NFL. Tahir Whitehead, Temple made 10 years in the NFL, drafted by the Lions. He played for 3 teams, including the Raiders and Panthers. 685 career tackles and 6 INTs, playing from that linebacker position. And when you look at Whitehead, one of those guys that he suffered an injury in August. He was the number 2 ESPN recruit coming into the class last year, went to Duke, and then he had to figure some things out. Slow coming back, and then just 7 starts, averaged 8 points. But when you see potential and upside, it's right there.
But listen, I've got guys like my colleagues, Kendrick Perkins and others, that are always getting on me because of my focus on offense. They've learned to get over it. Points win games. And when you shoot 43% from three-point range, which he's done, which was 3rd in the ACC for anybody that shot 50 or more three-point field goal attempts, I'm going to give you some credit. I'm going to look at your injury. I'm going to look instead at 6'7", 220 pounds. I'm going to think about your upside. I'm going to think about where you land. I'm going to think about your ability to make shots from long range. And I'm going to say, okay, with that size, with that marksmanship, you got potential. And you played at Duke, which, by the way, didn't have a bad year. They were 27-9. It just wasn't Mike Krzyzewski-esque, because obviously they're under a new regime. You don't expect 9 losses with Duke, but nevertheless, they had a good season, and he made a contribution. Yeah, we'll see.
John Shire coming in, and the challenge for Shire, ton of freshman talent. Can they gel together? We started to see that in February. They started figuring things out. But again, Whitehead slow with that injury at the start of the season, trying to get on track, but the talent is